back. This is our second live today. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We have our regular co-host and my favorite friend, James, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel.
Hey.
Don't piss me off. Look at God.
Well, praise God for that. Thank you for having strong, courageous nerves. And so, y'all, welcome. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to my girl. Show her that you love it. This ain't easy to do, especially with these boring shows that Bravo insists on putting out.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. We also encourage you guys to subscribe to our other channel, the Watch Your Best Friends channel. It is a new YouTube channel put together by myself and James, where we'll share more of ourselves with you, lots of unfiltered conversations just for fun outside of just television. Also, see the link for other creators that we collaborate with as well. But y'all, we're here to go over the valley. This episode is titled Desert Storm, and there was no storm. I was kind of bored.
I was like, is there something else coming?
They really made Palm Springs look boring. This cast.
It is not boring at all. That is not a boring place to be at all.
Shani said, love the graphics for the other channel with you, James, Kiwan, and Shayna. That was cute. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't take credit for that. That is totally Mrs. Best right here. I cannot take credit for that.
Thank you. Mrs. Best and Chat GPT. And Canva. Oh, what's up, skinny neck? Oh my gosh, is it that?
No, the neck is necking. It is.
Is it?
Oh, yes, it is. It is necking. I will give her that. It is,
As long as it don't look like Brandy's, I'm good.
No, it don't look like Brandy's. No, it don't look like Brandy's.
Lord help us. Y'all, the Valley, we're gonna do the best that we can. I was gonna drop this show, but Delightful Dawn and a couple other people were like, no, don't drop it, so we will keep it. This episode, we leave off after Sky's meltdown. She said, I'll wipe you like a napkin to my nose. I said, oh.
I said, really?
Okay.
I've never heard.
I said, oh.
I've never heard of such a thing. Well, okay.
Napkin to my nose. Hold on. Sky. But okay, girl. So after the breakdown the next day, Reza tries to go check on Sky, and she's fed up. So what ends up happening is after that situation, she put her wine down. She threw her invisible napkin down. She went upstairs and she packed her shit. She didn't pack her husband's shit. She packed her shit, and she was going to go. And as she's coming out the door, Reza comes upstairs, and Reza is like, Sky, you got to go and talk to Tanim. She's upset. It's your friend. You should go check on your best friend. And she's like, get away from me. Get away from me. Do not speak to me. Reza got mad that she snapped on him, and he was like, we'll never forget you were a waitress at the show, whatever this place was called. I said, not you throwing her being a waitress in her face.
I'm trying to tell you, that was so messed up.
He said, bitch, don't forget your roots. Now, listen, I don't think nothing's wrong with waitressing. I waitressed at Elephant Bar years and years ago in Emeryville. Sure did. I done waitressed, waved the Liberty tax sign as Lady Liberty. My husband worked at McDonald's. My other best friend, she started out in Burger King and McDonald's. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being a waitress. But I feel like Reza was saying it more so to like humble her. Like, you're trying to act bougie, bitch, but you don't really come from that. You're not really about that life. And we do learn in this episode that she did not grow up rich. Now, Sky told us when we first met them in the first episode, she made us believe that she grew up maybe not rich, but privileged. She said, I never heard no, I got everything I want when we came out here. This is what I mean when I say that people think that having money and being rich is the right thing and all they need to raise a kid. Some of the people with the least amount of money, some of the poorest people are the best people and raise the most quality of person that you could hope to meet. So I kind of am looking at Sky like, oh, Lord, your parents spoiled you, probably because they felt bad. They left Persia to come over here and you was broke. But whatever the hell, it doesn't make her behavior okay. It actually makes it even worse because you would think that you would empathize with those who cannot afford to buy a house in Beverly Hills or West Hollywood and all of that. But
Right.
yes. So Bombshot sits there for a while where everyone's talking shit about his wife and she stormed off. And she, when he finally checks on her, she's like, I called Uber. I leave. I said, oh, Lord. And he's like, I guess I gotta go too, guys. It's my wife. I can't leave her. So that's where you do the it's my wife thing versus following after your wife or stopping the pileup on your wife. Now, Sky was wrong and deserved everything that she got. But if my husband is there, I expect him to either get me to be quiet and do something to diffuse the situation. And Bombshot literally just sat there drinking his drink. I think he enjoyed it. I do.
I said that. I said that he liked when they got her ass together because to me it gives he can't stand her ass, but he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and be quiet and let everybody else be stressed out.
Yep. That's the truth. Did she call someone a bugger? I believe she did.
Which she was wrong about. That shit was wrong.
She said all these things, and I'm just looking at her like, girl, go home. Please go home. And she did. So she called an Uber. She goes home. For those who aren't from California, Palm Springs is about 2 hours away from Los Angeles without traffic. So you can Uber. I know she spent a smooth $100 on that Uber.
Maybe even two.
Yeah.
Depending on where she is in LA and what freeway she got to come from. Where she live at again? She lives in Sherman Oaks, doesn't she?
Yes.
So yeah, she was paying money. Yeah.
That's the part of the valley that is closer to like Hollywood. LA and all of that. So she paid a lot for an Uber, which is crazy. But if you can afford it, you can afford it. But she says that she didn't grow up rich and she doesn't think she's better than anyone, even though we see her later in the episode and every time people talk to her saying that they're beneath her. If you think someone's beneath you, that means you think you're better than them. You're not going to play with the word salad and try and get away with that, Sky. It's not working. So next day comes, they get home, everything's more peaceful, and Bombshot and Sky talk in their living room. Beautiful view in their valley home that she's ungrateful for, which pisses me off because in California, there are doctors that I work with, clinicians, there are therapists. My mom is a licensed marriage and family therapist. Like, there are people like my husband and me, 2-income household, both educated, and we're struggling in California. Not struggling like, oh, we can't eat, but you really do, like, every dollar you have, you got to watch where it go and how you do it. And if you ain't got credit cards, I don't know. But I kind of look at it like even people who in other states with the same income would be living filthy rich in California struggle. So for her to be a homeowner in a very difficult state to live in, one of the most expensive states to own a home in, where even if you can afford it, you're competing with real estate developers who outbid you, which is a very common thing here. You have a home, your kids are good, you have a husband, and you're so ungrateful that you're calling people beneath you who are telling you consider your budget and your finances. Sky has zero accountability, and it drives me insane. It drives me insane. But she views herself as a victim, and she pretty much tells Bombshot she wishes he would have defended her. We know that Gigi texted her apologizing, which I thought that if anyone apologized to this guy, it was Gigi, because Gigi liked to get in people's face like she finna fight and then not fight. If Gigi would have got in my face the way she got in Sky talking about walk away for some shit that had nothing to do with her, I would have walked my hand into her face. You not finna be in my face like that. Gigi needs to watch how she gets down. That's because one day somebody gonna snatch her up. I see it coming. It's coming. But Gigi did apologize to Sky. Sky seemed to appreciate it. So she's more upset with her husband, which made sense. Sky feels like Bombshot never defends her. He just says that he froze and didn't know what to do. And she responded like, okay, well, you do this often. I'm like, are there situations that he has to defend you often that are happening? That means you're the problem, Sky. And I wish Bombshot would speak up, because my husband don't have to defend me too often. Because I'm not out there putting my foot in my mouth and in other people's necks starting shit. So it's one of those things where it's like, Sky, if you don't want him to be in a situation and you know he freezes up, then care about your man enough to say, let me not put him in this situation, since I know that he does not like conflict.
Mm.
But everything is about her.
Yep.
You can't be married and everything be about one person. It has to be about both people. It's a collaborative effort. But she wants Bombshot to be more present in her marriage. And I'm like, well, baby, if you want him to be more present, you better act in a way that makes him want to be around you. That's all I have to say about Sky and Bombshot, because there's only so much. How did you feel about it? Or?
Here's how I felt. I felt like, yeah, Bombshot could have spoken up to say, hey, that's enough. Okay, you guys got your point across. Fine, whoop-de-doo, all this and that. So I do feel like there could have been a moment of time where he could have spoke up for her. But at the same time, Sky, I could tell you do this shit a lot. I could tell you do this shit to, like, 'cause this man was numb. And only felt like he needed to speak up because y'all are on camera this time, where we can catch him not speaking up or defending your honor. So I kind of feel like this is something that happens all the time, where you put your foot in your mouth, or you talk too much, or you try to act like you above and better than the people in your circle. And he's tired of the shit. So that's why he let the shit go on. You can clearly tell he's tired of this superior attitude when y'all live well. Y'all, it's not like y'all, I could see if y'all lived in some shit that, you know, was better than a pie box almost. Like, I totally would get that. But y'all have a beautiful home, stunning views. He works hard. You're trying to get your business off the ground. I don't understand where this whole you need to live like the fucking Hiltons. I don't know where that comes from. But it is highly annoying to watch that, because I wanted to be on Bombshot's side, y'all, because Sky is wrong, but at the end of the day, she is right. He needs to have her back, regardless if she's right, wrong, or indifferent, because he chose to marry her.
I think the issue of having someone's back when they're right, wrong, or indifferent is just because you choose to marry someone doesn't mean that's going to happen. But
yeah, I get that.
You can only do that if, when you're in private, you can tell your spouse, like, hey, I defended you, but this is not okay. And with Bombshot and Sky, they give me the type of marriage where if he defends her in public and then later comes home and it's like, all right, but that shit that you pulled wasn't cool. You put me in situations. I feel like she still wouldn't hear it. So, like, what you said is true. That's your spouse. You should be prepared to defend them, right, wrong, or indifferent. Yes, publicly. But what people miss out when they think of marriage is when you get home privately, that right, wrong, or indifferent turns into being held accountable, kind of like you would a friend. And he can't do that with her. So I feel like that's probably why, as you said, he checked out. Because what is he supposed to do? Defend her, have all his friends mad at him, and then also be miserable at home? He has to maintain his friendships to keep himself sane. And you can only work so much. But they're not married, right? They had said that early on. She was like, neither of us believe in marriage or wanted to get married. So I believe they just have kids and are not, like,
Bombshot and Sky?
Yeah, they had said something of that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I thought they were married.
They may be. It sounded like they didn't want to get married. But I don't know.
Could it have been arranged? Do they do arranged marriage in this?
No, it's not arranged. But
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first episode, because I could have sworn
they said stuff about their marriage on there that was like really.
I do know it's unconventional. Yeah, it's very unconventional because they sleep in 7 bedrooms and shit. So yeah.
Oh yeah, they are legally married. They got married after having their twins, and there's a 20-year age gap.
Okay. So I thought so. Okay, so that makes sense.
And this is why, man, y'all be talking about you want to get a young, fine tenderoni when you old like Bombshot, and look at the headache this poor guy is dealing with.
Because he got a headache on his shoulders, I tell you.
He definitely does.
Let me tell you, that lady is not easy to deal with. When I tell you,
she's terrible and honestly represents their culture terribly. She just does. I mean, there's a huge Persian community in California as a whole. A lot of them keep to themselves, and they do kind of, like, in some ways segregate themselves, hang out with their own people, their own kind, which is not an issue. But for the most part, they're kind and don't behave like this. Sky is a mess, but we'll digress.
Yes, a mess she is.
So we then see MJ meet with Mauricio, and I don't know if she's going by MJ, Mercedes, Merce. I don't know what she's going by on the show, so I'm gonna just call her MJ. But she meets with Mauricio. She's selling real estate at the agency. To work for the agency means that you're doing luxury real estate, meaning that you're going to take home more in commission than just traditional or commercial real estate. So all I have to say is good for you, MJ. Clock what you need to clock. Work hard. Do you? Do you have anything to add?
No, I think that this is wonderful for her. I, commend her. Hope that everything goes well. So that's all I really have to say about that. Good luck to you. Hopefully,
Figure it out,
Yeah.
Bravo. The
Yeah.
show is everywhere. How we went from a serious conversation with Sky and Bumshad to MJ talking to Mauricio. I feel like y'all just wanted to show Mauricio. Obviously, Mauricio probably had a part in this coming back because she works for him and he's in tune with Bravo. But good for you, girl. Divorce that man. I know you filed, but get it done quicker. Now, Tannen and Greg, they seem to be making progress. Tannen and Greg, they're not separated. They live together. It sounds like the way they got together was an irresponsible fling that trauma bonded them. I do think there's some care in there. I used to feel like they wouldn't make it. Now I feel like they might be the people who will just never divorce when they maybe need to. But I guess now they're saying they're doing better because Greg defended Tannen and she feels like they are making progress because now they're spending time together. We're seeing them on dates. They were in the same room on the trip. So, I'm always here for couples working it out. When you're married, you're not going to like your spouse for the entire time. Some people do, but it's up and down. It's natural. So good for them. I hope they make their way back to the same room. And Tannen is upset because Sky has not reached out to her. And she reveals that she and Sky have had discussions about Sky's behavior in their friendship prior, where Tannen says if we ever have any type of a rift or an issue, Tannen is the one that has to do all the work, even if she is not the one that caused or started the issue. I don't think that's fair in a friendship. I think if I do something to someone or there's something uncomfortable, I will hit them up and be like, are we good? Are we cool? I think that saying something is better than nothing if you care about people. But I also feel like the same way that I reach out, I want my friends to also reach out if there's something that's an issue or something they want to discuss. You should be able to reach out to me without me jumping down your head.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
but
agree. Yeah.
I don't have much to say. This show, and we halfway through the notes.
I just think for me, because they only say it was only one other conflict they've had other than this one, right? It was just that one of the. To me, I would just be collecting notes at this point.
No, you mean if they've only had one other conflict? Tannen said when they have conflicts, to do the work. So it sounds like they've had several, but the only reason they still cool is because Tannen calls.
Okay, so it's one-sided. So
and Sky told Tannen that she would get better at reaching out and has not done it.
Tannen, this is one of those situations where you need to weigh the pros and cons of the friendship. If you're the one that's constantly doing the work, if you're the one who's constantly making the effort, then this may not be your friend, sweetie. This may not be who you think she is. This may just be somebody who may just want to just have you for a void, or maybe be trying to using you in some type of capacity. I don't know. But if you're the one that's constantly making all the efforts, then there's no point of the friendship.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. It has to go both ways, and that's any relationship.
Right.
It has to go both ways, give and take. That's all we could really say there. And Shannon, you were friends with this girl for so long. You got to know the girl is shady and shallow. So why is it just now becoming a problem? You still chose to hang out with her. So I don't understand it. Moving forward, Reza J, which is the other Reza, we're going to call him RJ. He meets with Sky because he's like, I want to talk to you from a neutral place. And he's like, you were friends with Tannen. So he wants to salvage it. Strange thing for a straight man to be doing, but I digress. And it's Sky says, because Reza's trying to explain, do you understand how you could have offended her by rubbing something she worked hard on your dog? And this bitch Sky threw shade and was like, her skincare line is just one oil. And she knows I treat my dogs like my kids. I don't give a fuck how you treat your dog. A dog is a dog and a person is a person. One got 4 legs, one got 2. Bitch, what you want to do? Your dog can't talk back to you. Your dog cannot connect you with people who's going to help sell your jewelry. Because I was happy that Greg pointed that out at that table. He really did ride for his wife. He brought up the fact that it's not just that Tannen is buying jewelry from her friend and getting a discount. She has connected Sky with many of the people she's done business with for fine jewelry, because you don't just get to step into the world of fine jewelry and have success, especially as a girl who grew up broke in the valley, Sky. You don't. You got to know someone with relevance, connect, network. And it looks like Tannen was that for her. So the fact that she's still acting away is kind of messy and shows that she's ungrateful. But the Reza J is trying to explain, like, rubbing the oil on a dog can be offensive. And pretty much Sky is just not willing to see it. She's only willing to see her perspective. It's like Tannen said, which is why I don't understand why Tannen's hoping for anything. The stuff that Sky expects from other people in relationships is stuff that she's not willing or capable of giving. Those are the people you cut off. Cut it. Kill it, please. Don't understand it. So James is correct in that. So we're going to move forward because you pretty much summed it up for all I can say on that issue. Natasha and Amir have a sad ass talk. I don't want to be going through this episode after episode talking about the dead wife. May her soul rest in peace. May he find some peace. May she not be suffering the way that she was when she lived from cancer. I don't want to hear about it no more. And I get that it's his pain, but I actually think he's being extremely fucking selfish. And this is why, as people who are grieving, you don't just owe it to yourself to heal, but you kind of owe it to other people as well. That's not fair that this woman has had to wonder if she is good enough. And every October, her current husband is going off to the gravesite of his ex-wife. Never invited her, didn't even seem to care or ask how she felt about it until a medium came about and he realized she was emotional. He gets a right to grieve his first wife. He gets a right to love his first wife, but I think he's taking advantage of his currently super understanding wife. And that's not fair because it's a hard place for her to be. She's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't, because if she doesn't, she's sad and wondering if she's good enough and if she'll always have to watch her spouse heartbroken. But then if she does bring something up, then she's going to end up looking like the wife, if she would have brought it up on TV, who's hating on the dead wife. So she's damned if she doesn't. She's damned if she doesn't. Looking like a better looking Kardashian, Natasha. I like Natasha and I like Amir. I think that with these two, the only thing I'm going to say is they both need to go to individual therapy and they both need to also go to couples therapy, because I see a relationship that's emotionally safe for one person, but not the other. And it I don't like it. But how do you feel about it?
I called it from day one, and I said this was going to happen because I saw it. I saw it from the moment he came on my screen. I said, I don't think, and it's within his right. I never said he was wrong for this. I said, I don't think he's over that wife enough for him to have moved on and and married somebody else. And that was very evident in his demeanor when he was having his conversations, the emotional distress that he was under in that first episode. I said, I don't think he should have moved on just yet. I think he should have waited it out a little bit longer to really understand. And I get that's hard for anybody to go through, you guys. I understand that. But the reason why I said that is because of her. It was because of Natasha. And I said that I don't think that he's going to be able to verbalize how he's feeling towards her because she is now the new wife.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing that unravel. And it is a hard place for her to be because she can't have her own true feelings because she has to tiptoe around his emotions. And that's also a tough place to be in because how can you really be your authentic self and express general concern when you have to be sad for your husband not getting over someone he has lost that he once loved?
Yeah, I think that's a good point you bring up too, because, and it's probably reiterating or repeating ourselves, but like through that, her feelings, she's putting her own self in the back burner, which could also metastasize in a bigger issue. Because when a
Yes.
woman feels like we're putting ourselves on the back burner, especially as women, we have to give to everybody at work. We got to cook, we got to clean, we got to do all these things that men just don't really have to do a lot in
Exactly.
heterosexual relationships. She's going to burn herself out emotionally, and that's hard to come back from. But like even through her tears, he ended up breaking down, and then
Right. And she's comforting him, and it's like, okay.
But when she broke down, he just kind of looked at her from across the couch.
Yeah, it's like, Natasha, this is where I want you to understand something here. You have to know you matter too.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that he's going through something that, only people who've been through it can really understand. But at the same time, the marriage is not about him solely. It's about you too. So you need to find something in the marriage of where you matter as well. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to eventually resent him.
Yep.
That's what's going to end up happening. You're going to eventually resent him. And I don't think he's the kind of person that should have resentment, but at the same time, he's creating that space and you're falling into it by solely just supporting him through this when this is a walk he needs to do alone. It cannot include you because the marriage that he had with that lady did not include you.
I think he was actually selfish to date so fast. But I know that it's very difficult to know when to date after you lose a partner. And I do see a lot of people either do what he did and jump into the next quickly, or they just wait and do like Steve Irwin's wife, who says she found her love and she ain't doing it again. Shout out to the crocodile.
Well, because the thing about it is when you jump back into, or it's one thing if it was just a bad breakup and you jump into another relationship because then it's a rebound. But when you lose somebody and jump into a whole nother marriage shortly after, you're trying to fill a void that you feel only a wife, no matter the person, could feel. And that's not true. What you have with your first wife is only experienced between you two. And what you have with Natasha is only going to be experienced between you two. It's never going to be the same. Natasha's not going to feel the same void that your first wife felt. That's never going to happen. And I think that that's what he tried to do.
I think that's also why they're having so many kids. Because I noticed when you have kids get in the way of a relationship, especially when you got 3 under 3 or 5, whatever the hell it is. So I feel like as their kids grow and they start to get more time together and with each other, that will probably be where they work on the relationship and stuff. Because even with all of it, I think that he does love her. I think that he also just still loves his other wife. But I also feel like she loves him to be able to put up with it. When there's so much love, there is hope if they're both willing to do the work. But realistically, I think we're going to see this if this show comes back for a season 2 and 3 and 4 until these babies get older. Because when I say these two, they seem busy with the kids. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Or the kid's going to be a huge distraction, which
a lot of couples don't know and find out where they're at when they have kids so soon until the kids get older or out the house. It's just a fact. It is not to say kids are not a blessing and stuff, but that's why it's important to be careful with whom, how, and when you have kids, because eventually they go away and then you're going to have to be back with your person again. I mean, that's the rule of life, I would think. But after that, we see that they're going to split the group into 2. There's going to be a boys' night and a girls' night. RJ's house just looks like the house that his parents probably paid for. I know he got a PlayStation 5 in there and be online giving people hell. It just gave that energy. And it was funny because the boys' night, they were like, we're starving. RJ gave them some crackers and some peanuts in a dish. He didn't even give them those charcuterie. The ladies had a whole spread, Persian food, all of these things. The single friend, I would expect for them to have a setup like RJ. A single male, I was surprised he had furniture and things on the wall. if I'm being honest. So good for you, RJ. Good for you. But at the boys' night, Bombshot comes in finally defending his wife. And I'm like, in the words of Greg, nigga, too little, too late. I know Greg didn't say that, but Greg did say, then tell me that, dude, because I would have laid off. You don't get to come back days later after this bitch ripped you a new one and then think you're going to check me over something you should have checked me for in the moment. No. But I appreciated the guys for kind of like respecting Bombshot, because Bombshot literally looked at them and was like, I have to live with this. I said, oh, damn.
That shit had me on the floor.
He said, let me tell y'all. He said, y'all my niggas. But you know this bitch be tripping. Don't be a bold. That's what I heard. But okay, Bombshot, you have to live with this. And they were pretty understanding. What I got from the boys' night and the girls' night is that people only put up with Sky for Bombshot. Peep game, Gigi, she loved him. Adam, Reza, they call him Bombsy. They love him. Natasha, everyone loves him. He's the lovable older friend that's not constantly talking about his age and just going along with everything. Like, honestly, Bombshot, I'd love to be his friend. He looked fun. And like, he'll give you really good advice, be there for you. And if you get an eviction notice, he might help you pay the rent. He looks great. I need a friend like him. We all do. But that's pretty much all that happened at the boys' night. Not too much happened at the girls' night that I feel was worth discussing, unless you want to discuss anything.
No, we are fine to move forward. Go ahead.
So Gigi takes Amir to her sex warehouse to meet with Dennis, who she's in business with, for her sex toy line, as well as OnlyFans. And I did not know that Amir is a tax attorney. And she brought him with her so that, which I thought was the one smart thing Gigi did, so that they could not go into Palm Springs, because that's the first thing Dennis was trying to do, and just focus on business. I think people forget that business is a relationship as well, but there's a reason why employers have fraternization policies and, you know, things as it relates to dating people in your family, you know, working with people who are in your family or working with people who you're dating. Like, there's a reason it's frowned upon. And Dennis and Gigi are definitely that reason. They showed it. But Amir's a tax attorney, so he's making plenty of money. And Dennis pretty much offers Gigi a licensing deal where she can get a consistent check of any amount with licensing deals. For those who do not know, that means that if her products sell $10,000 worth of products, she might get a $2,000 check in a month. But if the next month her products only sell $2,000 worth of products, she might get a $20 check in the mail because of the retail and all of that. P&Ls, look it up. I'm not giving a business lesson on here, but she also has the other option to take 25% ownership of the company. And I'm like, Gigi, your face is on something and it's mass produced before all of this legal stuff has been figured out. Am I the only one that was thinking that?
No, you weren't. I was like, I said, okay, so
what? It doesn't make sense.
Not only are you bad at, you know, the housing coordination, you bad at business as well.
She's not financially literate in any way, which is crazy when she comes from money. How can you have all the money in the world and not teach your child work at, look at Northwest, Kanye and Kim's daughter. She has dropped a single and is already making beats like her father was doing. That's how you teach your kids about wealth. Kim Kardashian has people that she hires to make sure no one's taking pictures of her daughter when she's at play dates, making sure her daughter has licenses and trademarks. Like, that is what you do. Teach them about work ethic. Teach them to turn their joys and the things that they like into $1. Gigi's parents failed her. I know they love her, but you can really fail a child in so many ways, and they have failed her. She's spending $5,000 a month on weed, which is crazy coming from a pothead. And she has a whole sex toy line with her face on it that she has no ownership in and doesn't even have a brand partnership deal for the licensing. This is the most irresponsible thing that I have ever heard. I'm going to move on.
No, and this is, I want to add something. And to me, it feels like you had the guidelines for this to be in your hands, and you chose to let this man run it. It's like, damn, you are the face. Like, Lady Eloise, what are you doing?
You chose to let a man run a company that is yours with your face on it, who has a sign in his office that says pink pussy.
I was done. I was floored. I was like, she can't get no worse, y'all. She cannot get no worse than this. If she gets worse than this, I am turning off the TV.
I just want Gigi because the problem is everyone likes Gigi. Gonessa is likable. She was likable in Shaw's. I think people root for her, but it's like she's doing everything in ways that don't make sense. And if everything that you have as an adult came from money that someone else gave you versus something that you worked for and planned out yourself, it's not going to last, baby. It's not. You can hire a bunch of people all you want, but what do celebrities who always go through, like, I feel like a good example, tax issues, go through, and what do they come out and say? I was hiring this person to do it, but I should have understood and been checking they were. Gigi gives me someone who, she just has a lot to learn. I hope that she takes like a business course online at like SNHU or one of those online schools. Like, she needs something.
She needs something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be, but she need to do something because this is crazy. Like, I've never in my life experienced anything on television that looks like it was very black and white, and she just made it gray as fuck.
Gray as all fucking hell.
Like, wow.
And it's like, we are rooting for you, Gigi. I doubt she'll see my live because I'm just a small fish in a very big ocean. But like, I'm rooting for Gigi. I like her. I think that she's down to earth. If she was smart, you smoke that much weed, baby girl, you'd be trying to find a way to get in business with Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, all the mini potheads that are around California. Come to the Bay, hit up Burner. He's a multimillionaire. Like, come do something, Gigi. Like, I like Gigi a lot. I just want her to grow up. And that's really what it is. She just needs to grow up a little bit. Last thing we're going to talk about is Sky and Reza J meeting at a restaurant again. But this time they meet at a restaurant, and Sky is positive. You could tell she's just like, yep, I'll move on from Tanin to this guy. Until Tannen comes in. She's like, oh my God, why is she here? And of course, because they're doing terrible with editing of this show so far, that's where the episode ended. You gave us an episode full of nothing scenes when you could have took this sit down, gave us some of it, and done it to be continued or a crescendo to the next episode. I don't know why Bravo can't put any fucking effort into a show that doesn't have an all-white cast. But I'm starting to feel away because I'm noticing the shows that do not have primarily colorless cast get editing like this. And I think that I still call them the Shaws, but I think that the people on the Valley Persian style have the potential to give us a good show, but I feel like the editors are being lazy and the producers are too. And it's interesting, but it could be better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, it's not as good as it could be. And I'm a perfectionist.
I just feel like, once again, Bravo has, and I don't know if this is production, I don't know who it is, but y'all are trying to let certain people drive the show versus setting them up to be in situations where you'll get a natural reaction from them. They're signing a contract. It's like, stop letting them produce and telling you what they are not going to do on national television. They shouldn't be here.
That's the truth.
Like, this is what reality TV is like. Like, stop letting these people come on TV and giving you their limitations. Like, we're not asking y'all to do fucking porn here. We're talking about just doing a reality TV show and exposing your real life. See, if y'all don't like each other, show y'all don't like each other and move the fuck on.
Yep.
But stop forcing this shit. Like, it's so crazy.
It's a mess. But y'all, that was it for our review and recap of the latest episode of the Valley Persian Style. I'm not sure how many episodes this is going, but I have a feeling that they're going to go 10 episodes, and then we'll probably get like another 2 for the reunion, because that's just what they did with the first Valley. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, especially our replay gang. Feel free to comment when we're no longer live because we still respond. Tomorrow we will be having another live, but it will be on the Watch Your Best Friends channel, which is myself and James's new YouTube channel. We have a new segment and we will be adding more segments, but right now this is the one we have in order. Okay. But we have our Besties Ever After Dark segments that we're going to be doing on Saturdays. It is already set up, so be sure to ring the notification bell so that you do not miss the live. it will be myself and James, as well as Kiwan JTV and Shayna_MCDTV. They are going to be grilling James. I did receive Kiwan's questions and looked at them, so this should be an interesting time. But tap into our live. We'll play Marry, Fuck, Kill. We'll do lots of things. We hope you guys also subscribe to this channel. Do you have anything to add before I go?
No, I'm excited to be with you guys tomorrow. Thank you for doing the live. I appreciate it. You guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is a new venture for us. You guys have asked for us to do a collaborative channel. We are definitely doing our best to give it at least one day a week. So the more you guys subscribe, the more content we can give you guys. So please subscribe to that channel. Please do so.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Other than that, the next time that we'll be live on my channel will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to go over love during lockup. Stay tuned for James's channel. He does have a couple of shows that are on break right now, but February we are going to be getting, I believe, next week, Bell Collective.
We're getting Bell. No, I think it's next Saturday. We're getting Bell Collective. Then, of course, we're going back to Real Housewives of Potomac, giving their reunion. We still have Married to Medicine. We know that they filmed their reunion today. So be out on lookout for us to talk about the seating chart. And also, hopefully, if I can get access to the looks, I definitely will do a looks live as well to show. And I may ask both Kiwan and Shayna to join us because directly they both cover Married to Medicine. So I may ask them to do a collab with me as well, so we can go over the looks, talk about this seated chart that has me kind of shook because it wasn't what I was expecting. So yeah, hope you guys will get that going.
Yes, yes, yes. Please tap in. Also, James, be on the lookout for an email. I just learned you guys how to collaborate on live so that you can see our lives on both of our channels. So I will be sending you a link.
Which email? Our collab email or?
No, I'm going to send you a link for this video to collaborate.
Oh, I see. You sent it to my, okay. I need to open my laptop more because I
haven't sent it yet.
Oh, I see one from you. Which one is this one?
It's probably something old because I haven't sent anything today. But y'all, that's it for today. Thank you again, James, for being here. Tap into both of our channels. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, and happy Friday. Happy Black
Friday. Yes.
Bye-bye.